Look at that sky vortex. Isn't it frightening? I get really intimidated by God whenever I look at the sky like that. Because we just have no idea what He's really capable of, you know? I mean, I've seen what He's capable of. On the good side. I'm terrified to see what He's capable of. You know, if He gets mad enough. And I wonder, like, what's gonna push Him over the edge. Now, He doesn't want to be like that. And He doesn't get that way because he's naturally angry, or he's naturally spiteful, or he's naturally violent, or anything. But do you see the way that humanity behaves? Do you see what humanity chooses day in and day out? You see, I have pure empathy, so, you know, sometimes I imagine what it must be like to be God, you know, and just to create this beautiful world. Thank you for the turn signal, we love you. Create this beautiful world, create all the beings of this earth, only to have people that are the top of the food chain choose technology, okay? Yeah, you know this is gonna be one of those rants. Thank you for the turn signal once again. You are just amazing. You're amazing. You don't even know that you're amazing. It's just the little things, you know? It's these simple little things, like just hitting a little button that indicates what you're doing and where you're going. You know? It's just amazing that a lot of people can't even do that. But anyway, hi Vortex. So, if you're not familiar with this channel, we do this thing called Piano Punk, where we just drive around and rant and rave about how messed up the world is, okay? And it's not supposed to be good, okay? Because we're literally playing keyboard when we drive around. You see this? This is a steering wheel, okay? I know I'm a woman, I shouldn't be driving, but you can thank the state for that. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be. You can thank the state for that. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be, and you can thank humanity. People just go on, I guess, 'cause they don't think that they can do nothing else. And we play the same keys because we're playing with one hand because we have to drive with the other, okay? Now for those that think that this is dangerous, did you know that I do stand-up comedy? It's a risk-taking endeavor. Do you take risks? Ever? Or do you just pretend to be clever? You see, I don't have to pretend, 'cause I live up to everything that I say I am. You don't have to question anything, 'cause I let everything all hang out. So you never have to doubt. Did she really just say that? Yes, the fuck I did, son. I just offended my priest today. And it's funny that a boomer is calling me abrasive. That generation is probably the most abrasive generation, and they have no awareness of that. But that's okay. We forgive. We forgive. I know that my mouth is pretty unrelenting. Yeah. I need to have more discernment. I need to have more discretion. And know to whom I'm talking. But that's the thing, I just don't care. Like, there's no filter there. Sorry. I mean, I apologize. And he said, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to correct you. Good. That's why I hired you. And I don't even have to pay him. He does it because God ordained him. You're never going to see content like this anywhere else on the internet unless there's somebody else that cloned me or something. Is there an Amy Groves clone out there playing piano in random places just to prove that she can? Yeah. I mean, why not? I guess it's that creative part of me that just says, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not play keys when you're driving? Why not? Why not? Why not? See, we still use our turn signal, okay? I know I'm a bad driver. Nobody has to tell me. Look, though. Look. My favorite thing in the whole world, after Jesus Christ, of course, and The Clash, my favorite band ever. Cement truck, y'all. Cement truck. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Glad that y'all could experience that with me. Thank you so much. I think that we appreciate more than most people appreciate. Thanks. Dude, we just saw a state trooper, y'all. Saw a state trooper. Did they come out? I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. I thought that they did. But because we saw them like pulling out because they were like parked like in the middle, you know, so they could catch people on both sides. Don't you love this state? That's where our tax dollars are going. So they can pretend that they are stopping crimes, you know. If they didn't pretend to stop crimes, what would they do, you know? Anyway. Okay, they're gone. Ooh, canine unit too. Glad we're not holding. Oh. I'm not paranoid like that. You know, I have this friend of mine, she's like so paranoid. And she like rides around with weed like all the time. Like her car always smells like weed. And she rides around with like an ounce of weed, her grinder, like a tray where like she like grinds all of her weed. She has like rolling papers and everything. And I'm like, okay, why are you doing that? and then you want to be like, fuck cops. It's like, dude, you got to be careful, man. You can't just do stuff like that and then be paranoid. It's like, yeah, I would be paranoid too if, like, I rode around with, like, all that, and then I complained and acted like everybody's out to get me. It's like, I think you're out to get you. I think you purposely do this to yourself. Anyway. Rule of thumb, if you're gonna do something illegal, you have to be smart about it, okay? I can't help but notice that, like, all the people that they're, like, really stupid when they commit crimes, and then they want to blame cops or they want to blame the state. Like, I hate both, but it's not them. Like, if you're being dumb, like, you're gonna get caught. You have any idea, like, how many criminals don't get caught? You have any idea how many people ride around with drugs all the time and never get pulled over and they never get busted? And you can say, well, it's only a matter of time. No, it's really not. You just have to be smart. People aren't smart. And then they want to blame somebody else for the fact that they're not smart. It's like the same exact thing when women, like, put themselves in bad situations with bad men, and then they want to act like all men are bad. No, you're just a stupid woman. That's what that means. You're a stupid woman that wants to be a victim. It's like you put yourself in situations where you end up the victim, and then you want to blame the world for the fact that the world does what the world does, you know? Get off my ass. Get off my ass, bitch. I'm going 10 above the speed limit. Anyway. Yeah, so in case you're wondering why we swear so much, well, we work at a restaurant. Have you ever worked at a restaurant? We also do stand-up comedy in a cesspool of degeneracy. And we have schizophrenia. Do you know what that is? Most people only know what they've been told about schizophrenia. Voices, hallucinations, delusions. And if you're not aware of yourself, if you're not aware of, like, if you're not aware of, like, how your mind can play tricks on you, your mind will play tricks on you, okay? But the reason why they label us is because a lot of our intuition is correct. Like, the way that we look at the world is correct. Because the world is a lie, because the world is the opposite, because everything that they tell you is complete crap, of course, they're going to label people that see it for what it is. They have no choice. I mean, it's more of a defense for them, you know? So it's like when people whine about, like, how the Jews crucified Jesus, and I use the word whine because it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, like, why you say that, because, like, we wouldn't have a savior if it weren't for that, you know? Like, that was prophesized about. He had to do that in order for us to receive our salvation. So, you know, God planned that whole thing out. So there were Jews that crucified him, and there were Jews that followed him. And there were Jews that said they were going to follow him, and then they crucified him, you know? So it's like, God knows what he's doing, man. Just stop putting limits on God. So whenever you
you blame Jews for that. It's like, yeah, dude. Like, they were supposed to do that. Because they were just looking out for themselves, you understand? Because they were of the world. So when he was flipping over the tables and he was calling them out in their hypocrisy, they didn't like that too much. You know? Like, if you tell an authority figure, like, yeah, you don't belong in this authority because you're not doing what you say you're doing. Yeah, naturally that authority figure is going to go, you suck. You suck. You're lying. They have no choice. You backed them into a corner. What are they going to do? I love your, like, politically incorrect version of the Bible. You suck, said the Jews. Think about it like this, though. Say you call yourself a rabbi and you're lying straight through your teeth. You're not doing half the shit that you keep saying you're doing. You're a total hypocrite. You're taking people's money, of course. You're taking people's money. You're taking advantage of your authority, right? And then here's this dude wearing sandals, looking like a hobo, that knows more about the gospel than you do. He's preaching on the streets. He's teaching people right from wrong. He has more understanding and more discernment than you pretend to. And he's totally undermining your authority. Like, yeah. That's gotta piss you off, right? I mean, that's the whole thing about pure empathy. It's like, you gotta be able to see it from that perspective. And that's something that Jesus had, you know, because he was able to see it from our perspective. That's why he humbled himself. That's why he got baptized. That's why he dressed like a homeless person. I feel like in order to be a good person, you have to humble yourself. Like, there's no other way. You know, if you want to be good at your job, you're going to be humbled. You have to be able to take criticism. You have to be yelled at. You have to be blamed for things that you didn't do, things that you had no part in, you know? And I've learned that through restaurant work. And it's been one of the greatest blessings, which is why most people can't handle restaurant work, because they can't handle getting yelled at for things that they didn't do. They can't handle getting taken advantage of by a corporation. And I mean, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not trying to justify, you know, saying that, oh, yeah, you should just become a doormat. That, let's see what time it is. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm like not as late as I usually am. Like just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's right. We have a flip phone. You're not hallucinating. Whew. That's my job, okay? That's my job. Hold on a second. Gotta get my shoesies. Okay. Look at my ass, y'all. Isn't it beautiful? But yeah, these are work shoes, okay? Restaurant's pretty nasty. I need new work shoes because these shoes are falling apart. They smell like crap. They're not gonna not smell like crap, but maybe for like half of a day they won't smell like crap. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm really grateful for restaurant work because it's definitely like put me in my place, you know. And you know, people, they're like, well, don't you want a better job? Don't you want a higher paying job? Don't you want to work in an environment where like it's just not this cesspool of degeneracy and alcoholism? No. I fit in here. I'm a former alcoholic. I'm not a recovering alcoholic because I recovered. It's stupid that people call themselves a recovering alcoholic. You're not going to be in recovery for the rest of your life. Like, what's the point in quitting drinking if you're always going to be recovering? It doesn't make any sense. I'm a former alcoholic. But, you know, I have a friend of mine right now. He can't even come to work. Because he's drinking to go to sleep. He can't sleep without alcohol. The kid's not even 21. Not that that means anything, but like, you know, I did my hardest drinking before I turned 21. I would highly recommend that. It's way more fun when it's transgressive. But, yeah, he can't come to work because he's messed up. And I mean, whenever I see him, he's drunk. And I just feel bad for him because he's not in a good situation with his family. But it's like, it ain't gonna get no better. Like, you drinking all that whiskey is not gonna make your mom not a fucking deadbeat. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's just sad. Because you see that, like, you know, the sins of the father. Like, his father walked out and all that. You know, it's like, he doesn't have good examples to follow. And then he works at a restaurant that pretty much enables that sort of behavior. So, I mean, when you work, any kind of like low-paying job is like, I feel like this isn't. Oh, okay, I did it right. Anytime you work at a place that's like on the lowest rung, you know, most people think of restaurant workers like they're scum because, you know, a lot of them are. Okay, for reasons that I'm explaining, but yeah, it's like you can get away with being an alcoholic. You can get away with getting high in the parking lot. Like, you can get away with it because you're on the lowest rung, you know. But then again, you know, if you're on a higher rung, you get away with a lot of shit too. You know, just look at what doctors do, right? But anyway, it's like I pray for the kid. I pray for him a lot, but you know, he's an atheist, so like I don't think that he's gonna receive my prayers. Like, every time I talk about God, he just laughs at me. But it's like he can't even make it to work because he's so drunk. So, I mean, I get it. I'm not judging him. But I've always been a believer, so like I really don't understand like the thought process of a non-believer. Because even when I pretended to be secular, like I couldn't do it, you know.
feel like I was still praying without praying. But, anyway. Okay, now I'm 7 minutes late. Okay, I gotta go in. Bye.